Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Surah Ali Imran, verse 92, Allah says, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ وَمَا تُنْفِقُوا مِنْ شَيْءٍ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ بِهِ عَلِيمٌ. And the translation of this verse is, by no means will you be able to attain righteousness until you give freely of that which you love. And whatever you give, indeed Allah knows it well. Now, when we talk about becoming more righteous and becoming more close to Allah, we often are referring to our prayers, study of the Quran, zikr, giving out more money as sadaqah to help those in need. These are the typical activities that imply righteousness to us. This is what comes to mind when we think of getting close to Allah. If we're doing these things, then we're definitely on the right path and Allah is pleased with us. But while the Quran does mention these things, this verse makes it clear that righteousness is not just about rituals. Righteousness involves a complete transformation and a complete change in your mindset. Now, what does that mean? Praying 5 times a day, zakat, fasting, studying Quran, and completing all of the other rituals means that you have entered the basic stage of Islam. It does not mean that Iman has entered your heart. You will not necessarily feel any different. You might not even feel any more connected to Allah. And this is why so many people complain that they're doing all of these rituals, but they don't feel anything. For Iman to enter your heart and for you to suddenly feel peace and sukoon, you need to struggle by learning to give up things that you are very attached to. And this is what this verse is telling us. Since we only have one heart, you can fill that heart with the love of either Allah or dunya. You cannot fill it up with both things because both things are completely opposite to each other. Dunya wants you to think about yourself and your needs. Allah wants you to think about His makhluk and their needs. Dunya wants you to accumulate, gather as much of the assets and wealth as you can. Allah wants you to give up as much as you can. Dunya wants you to think about the immediate short-term gains that you can achieve. Allah wants you to think long-term, think about long-term gains, the akhirah. So if you are performing all of the rituals, but deep down in your heart, you are connected to dunya, you won't feel anything with Allah because there's no room in your heart for Allah. Your heart is consumed with the love of things in this world. So to make room in your heart for Allah, you need to learn to give away the things that you love. Sadaqah is the transformation, the change in mindset that will make you righteous. Now we often complain that we cannot give out much in sadaqah because we don't have much. But money is just a tiny portion of sadaqah. Sadaqah is sharing anything that you have in order to help someone else or to bring a smile to someone else. Giving something of yours to someone else not only helps the other person, but it removes the love that you had in your heart for that thing. It frees room in your heart for Allah. So sharing material items, clothes, shoes, bags is all sadaqah. Sharing knowledge is also sadaqah. So if you gain beneficial knowledge and you immediately share it, that's a huge sadaqah you've just given to someone else. In fact, smiling or saying some nice and kind words can brighten up someone's day. And the fact that you made someone else happy is another beautiful sadaqah. One more example of sadaqah is time. We plan what we want to do the whole day in terms of studies, friends, sleep, rest, social media, movies, so on. And when someone comes and asks us for some of our time just to talk, just to share something with us, what do we say? We say we don't have time. There are people out there who are grieving, sad, depressed, and they just want someone to talk to. But we are so much in love with our time that sharing it with someone else just to make them feel better makes us feel that we just wasted our time. At times, when our parents get old, they want to sit and share stories with us. And often they repeat the same story over and over again. And so what do we tell them? We tell them we don't have time. Our mind keeps reminding us of all the other important things we need to be doing, and that sitting and listening to the same story is a waste of time. But until we don't change our mindset and understand that time spent with others is an amazing sadaqah that pleases Allah, we can never become righteous. So ask yourself, when is the last time you sat with your parents and siblings just to talk to them, just to see how they're doing? When is the last time you called to check on someone who you know is grieving, just to let them know that everything will be okay and that you will always be there for them? Remember, the more you do for others just to earn the pleasure of Allah, the more room you make in your heart for Allah, and only then will you be able to taste the sweetness of Iman. Assalamu alaikum.